I made a first of its kind back and forth vehicle gun game, and guys, this one is so fun. Today I'm showing you the full process of making it from start to finish. Let's go. Okay, so here's my big idea for my racetrack. I want to build a back and forth race where the players go from point A to point B, and then when they get to point B, their vehicle switches. So let's say on lap 1 they're driving the Whiplash here, and then they get to point B right here, and then their car destroys like this, and their car switches to an ATK, and then they have to go back through the course in the new vehicle. And then basically it's like a gun game, but with vehicles. So you have to go through each of the vehicles in order to win. But I'm gonna put crazy obstacles in the way, and then you're also gonna be racing against the other people that are gonna be trying to stop you. And it's possible that they're even in a tank and can blow you up. Now the mechanics on this might be kind of crazy, so I gotta figure that out before I build the racetrack. Okay, so first I need to figure out how to do the car swap. Use my Whiplash and my ATK for this example. And I'm gonna use race checkpoints as a way to trigger laps and when the car needs to change. One setting I definitely need is to turn off allow players to pass without vehicle. That way someone can't cheat and just run through it. Not that that would be cheating, you'd be so slow. But we want vehicles to be able to go through it and be able to change. Okay, this is good. Okay, I figured out the mechanics for this. So when you spawn in, you're assigned to your car instantly, and then the race starts when someone goes through the beginning, and then there's a possibility of dying. So if you die, you respawn in your car instantly. I'm gonna show you that cool mechanic in just a second, but okay, you go through the first lap, and then you're assigned a new car, and then you go through to finish the race, or get assigned the next car. I haven't gone that far yet. Let me explain all these mechanics to you, just in case you want to make your own race like this. Let me show you the car settings first. The most important settings here are assign drivers when receiving from channel 1. I also have when player exits to transmit on channel 1, and when the vehicle is destroyed to transmit on channel 1. So basically what happens when I die or exit or whatever, I get reassigned to my car, so I'm always in my car. Now, if I want to assign a car at the beginning of the game, I have my player spawn pad here. It's assigned to each of the teams, and when the players spawn, transmit on channel 1. That means when they spawn here, it's going to assign them to their car. Now it's going to get a little bit more complex, so buckle in. So when they pass through this checkpoint, it transmits on channel 10. Now what that is doing is activating this checkpoint right here. So what happens is when the player dies in a zone like that, they respawn here, and this zone transmits on channel 1 when a player enters it. And this all happens instantly, so it doesn't look like you're spawning here and then transferring there. It just instantly transfers you to your car, so it actually just appears like you're respawning in your car. Then the car comes and passes checkpoint 2, which transmits on channel 11, which then goes back to this car spawner and disables this spawner. Channel 11 also enables the ATK spawner. Then the ATK has all the assignment and different player exit settings all on channel 1 like the car did. Now what's cool about this checkpoint we set up over here, it works based on which car is activated. So even now that I'm into the ATK, if I die, I don't respawn back with the first car, I respawn in the ATK. So I only need to set up that checkpoint once, and it's gonna work for the rest of the game. I've also set up a mutator zone in this area because as soon as they pass this checkpoint, that car is disabling and it's kicking them out of the car. But I didn't want people running around and like getting in other people's cars. So as soon as they move in this zone, they're assigned to the new ATK. I'm gonna have to set all these mechanics up for each team that's competing. And that's basically it, guys. Now I just have to duplicate that a whole bunch of times, however many laps I want. I've got it all set up for one player now. You start in the Whiplash, then an ATK, then a huge semi with chonker tires, then a taxi cab, then you've got a drift board, followed by the tank, then a quad crasher, the battle bus, and then your final vehicle, the cannon. Smart players here will go backwards and fire their way to get there faster. Wow, man, that's 44,000 memory right there. I gotta make sure I can set this up for the other players. Oh no, guys, I have too many vehicles. I might have to make it one lap shorter. Right now, I'm 4 too short. I can't place any more down. Dang it. I think I need to take out the taxi level and just switch that with the battle bus. Sometimes I hate the limitations we have, but it is what it is. Okay, 50,000 memory for 4 teams with 8 laps, I think. That should be pretty fun. Okay, I've cleaned and organized my mechanics here a little bit. Now I just gotta test it with multiple players to make sure it'll work. So I brought in my friend Immature Gamer, and we tested it, and there was quite a few bugs, and we had to change quite a few channels and add a few mechanics too. But in the end, it started working so nice, and this is ridiculously fun. Now that I've got the hard part down, let's do the fun part. Let's build the track. I don't want this to be terribly long, otherwise the race will feel forever. So I'm not gonna have it just be a straight road like that. I feel like it's gotta have some twists and turns in it. So let's put a little bend in the road here. Man, this comes together so easily. Then I want like a little part of the road that literally moves back back and forth. I'm gonna put a prop mover down. Oh yeah, this is perfect. So it's not going off all the way, but it's just enough that it might throw you off and sends you off the side of it. All right, the next thing I want to have like a big loop that you have to drive around. This is really gonna serve as like the center of the race course. So here's what I've built, but I have a problem here is that on the way back, if you're coming back on this way, you could just skip that whole part of the map, and I don't love that. I have an idea here. We're gonna add this grating here on the side and make the loop bigger so that people can't cheese this part. Well, I guess they might be able to. I don't know if they'll be able to like bounce over this or not. Well, that'll be a risk for sure. Okay, there we go. I'm starting to worry this might be too big. I don't really want this to be a slog. I want it to be kind of fun. Let's bring up our cars here so that we can kind of test this track. All right, let's do this. Here we go. You know, in the Whiplash, this is gonna feel nice and fast. I think in the other cars though, like the ATK, this might be way too long. Yeah, this is already feeling a little bit long. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I've shortened it quite a bit and it feels so much better now. So this will be really good. Woo, there's definitely some shortcuts you can take, but most of the cars can't make that jump, and the Whiplash is the only one that can really make that, I think. But I guess if people want to take that risk, they can do it. All right, I gotta move my mechanics up here so I can really test this out. Okay, we're up here. We got our Whiplash. Let's do the switch here. Okay, there's our ATK, and we're off to the races. Okay, it's working great. Yeah, I don't think I can make this jump with the ATK. Oh, I wonder if the battle bus can make this jump. Hold on, let's go. Here we go. Yes, it can. Oh, that could be a problem. Oh, and the drift board, I definitely think it can make some jumps here. Oh, I wonder if it could even make up here if we could jump right. Oh, yes, it can. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. That's pretty cool, though. I don't think the tank can make that. I kind of want to be able to, you know, have some shortcuts of people who are willing to risk it. I think the key element here, though, is that it feels about the right length. Okay, so I decided to add railing around this part so people couldn't cheese that. I've also added boosters around, a bunch of mega high bumpers, which you guys know what that does to cars. Changed this to go up and down as opposed to side to side. And I've also added Kevin, who pops up right here to either block you or blast you off of the map. This race just got a lot harder. Okay, let's test this puppy out. I feel like this is probably enough to make the race a little bit more exciting. Whoa, guys, that's crazy. Oh man, that's gonna be nuts with multiple people. These boosts are actually wild. Oh my gosh, they make the car like just lose control. I don't know, I just feel like, oh no, I hit it. Ah! No, I didn't mean to do that. Well, you're gonna have to be extra careful on what you hit and what you don't hit depending on what vehicle you're in. Okay, so here's where I think I'm gonna want to hit the boost is when I've got this ATK. Come on, let's see what this does. Woohoo! Okay, yeah, that helps a lot, although I lose control. Wait, do bumpers affect the ATKs as much? Yes, they do! All right, guys, now we just need to pretty this up. I'm gonna put a bunch of clouds down here to make sure it's below my damage zone so that cars can't, like, land on this and, like, drive around on the clouds. That would be awful. Woo! Okay, guys, that looks pretty good. I love the clouds and the mountains back there. I think this is pretty much done. We just gotta test it with 4 folks. And so I tested, and guys, this map was ridiculously fun. So much chaos and so much laughter. Like, guys, this map is one of my favorite I've ever made. So go and play it. Here's the code and try not to get launched.